Welcome to December Drill and all the festivities associated with the holidays. The third most popular best-selling Christmas song of all time was written by Hugh Martin and Ralph Bain, and it was introduced in 1944 in the movie Meet Me in St. Louis. It was sung by Judy Garland. And it touched a deep chord in people's hearts at that time because it spoke of hope for good things to come in the middle of really tough times. When Judy Garland sang this song at the Hollywood Canteen, soldiers were moved to tears as they listened to the sentiments of this song.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your days be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight.
Christmas of 1944 was a hard time. Our relatives who went before us lived through a hard time after 15 years of hard times in the Great Depression. Consider just a few facts of 1944 life. You couldn't just walk into a store and buy anything you wanted. Meat and sugar, cheese and butter were all rationed. You could only buy a small amount of gasoline. You couldn't buy a new car. You couldn't even buy new tires for your car. You wanted health care? Well, good luck finding a doctor because most of them were serving in the armed forces. All the nation's resources were focused on getting as much material to the front line as quickly as possible. Everyone was required to pitch in. The motto was use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. And then in 1944, over 12 million Americans served in the armed forces. That's almost 10% of the population in uniform. And Christmas of 1944 found them on battlefronts all over the world. Most families were separated from a loved one for the duration.
My brother Art, that was the oldest guy in the family, and my brother Fred, we were all in Europe at the same time. I still look back and feel sorry for my poor mom. And we never did mention the differences in the services, because we didn't want her to know how much more dangerous the infantry was. When we got home, she said, I never worried as much about you and Art as I did about Fred because he was in the infantry. Nobody fooled her. But you had to feel sorry for the moms in that war. Heck, there was a family down at Lisbon that had 5 of them in.
During the Christmas season of 1944, over 19,000 American soldiers were killed and 48,000 were wounded in 3 weeks. Imagine that for a moment.
It was amazing. When I was in Rome, I threw 3 coins in that fountain. You know that movie was made after the song, and my wish was when the war was over to be alive. And here I am. I never thought I was going to make 19. Here I'm 85.
So Americans went to the movie theaters in December of 1944 and heard the inspiring lyrics, next year all our troubles will be out of sight, and next year all our troubles will be miles away. The song moved people so deeply because the words are true. Better times will come, and there is hope for the future. Jesus is the guarantee of that new hope. With his birth, he was like the first glimmer of a bright dawn leading us to brighter days to come.
You know, it's to shed your uniform and pick up civilian clothes. It's quite a transition. You're used to saying yes sir, no sir, maybe sir. Well, you don't get out of that right away, and then when you hear a backfire, you jump a couple feet. Somebody gives you an order, yes sir. You know, it all fits into perspective. But I'd say the biggest thing would go up to my farm, lay under a big old tree and look up at the sky. And believe me, you can see that American flag even between the branches when you look real close.
So have yourself a merry little Christmas. Relax, rejoice, give thanks, enjoy the people that you love. We as a people have so much to be thankful for.
We complain a lot, but we have it a lot better than a lot of other people do.
and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Strangely enough, the old saying about there's no atheists in the foxholes come pretty close to being true. Because you'd see those big burly creatures that you didn't think knew there was a God come out of their foxhole after a strafing or something, squeezing their prayer book.
And have yourself a merry little Christmas now.